I seriously hope this is the last freaking time I have to record this. I think I must have recorded this like a dozen times. And every time something goes wrong, I apologize if I'm not in a good mood. So, I already talked about the stuff I listened to in the summer. I didn't mention, the maybe so much the Renaissance, because I also listen to in the summer. I'll listen to like medieval Renaissance kind of stuff too. In the fall, I very heavily listen to belly dance, Middle Eastern, Egyptian, Mediterranean type stuff, especially belly dance related, especially tribal fusion. And I also listen to like Gothic, emo stuff, electronic stuff. Um, yeah, that's a thing. No, I have this album. I do have it on CD. It was a pain in the ass to get. And the first time I tried to buy it, this guy screwed me in the pandemic. Took my money, didn't send it to me. I complained like 4 times until I finally got reimbursed. And then I got the last one ever that you could possibly buy, I guess. And usually I don't have problems on Amazon, but whatever. And yeah, I have it. So it has, this is a very popular track. Um, it's all good. It's all good. It's all weird. It's gothic. It's dark. It's earthy. It's, good stuff. Another one. This one is Tribal Matrix 2. I love this album so much. This is the original one, the first one. I don't love it. I want to love it. I don't love it. I love this one. They're both from Japan. And it has like tracks by Drum Spider, Makyo, Omar Farouk, Rain and Eden. It's good stuff. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, I have a tendency to listen to that kind of stuff in the fall. And I definitely have a tendency to listen to like European medieval Renaissance fair kind of music, and also piratey kind of sea shanty, like anything at a pirate festival for obvious reasons, because I did lots of cosplay. I studied dance, I studied belly dance, I studied lots of styles of dance, especially tribal fusion, but I also studied like rock sharky, cabaret, various Egyptian stuff, yoga, which isn't necessarily dance, but a lot of belly dancers who are actually good are also masters of yoga, like Zoe Jakes. And I have a weird list of just very gothic-y, just like Shiva in Exile. Oh, apparently I have a Curly song in here. I like Curly. Curly is a very interesting artist. She's very much a real artist. Like, she does art of all kinds. She's also a really nice lady. Very sweet lady. Also, she can be blunt, which is also interesting. I do also recommend various tracks by this chick, Alexia Evelyn from Brazil. She is very much a ham, big time. So if you're on her Instagram, she's big ham. And okay, so I also have a tendency to listen, because I like kind of gothic-y, dark, weird stuff in the fall. It's kind of that time. It's gothic, it's emo, it's dark, it's earthy, it's weird. I like weird emo and EBM weird stuff. And so a number of these songs are songs that I got from my friend David after he died. And it's kind of a weird story. I had been talking to this one YouTuber who is a very popular, very famous YouTuber in the beginning of YouTube. And I don't want to name drop who it is. Ben, don't watch my video. I'm gonna die. Shut up. Go away. Anyway, I was on his voice chat. I've been on a number of them. I've been on his text chats, his Discord. I actually really like him. There are certain people that I don't know, when you can connect mind to mind, there's this very interesting experience. I find that most human beings cannot handle this, either can't handle it, uh, don't have it, or they shy away from it. There are certain people that, because I'm just very like cerebral and like intellectual and creative and whatever, and there are some people when you talk to or communicate with them, there is this very real experience that I have with people that I don't know how to explain, but I have it. And when certain people also have this, it's like, I don't know, it's like my favorite thing. And it's funny because like David had this. So when I was talking to this YouTuber and I was experiencing this very interesting like connection with all these people, and they're all atheists. Atheists, anti-theists, all kinds of that, agnostics or whatever. And I'm a philosopher, so in philosophy we care very much about thoughts, the mind, and different perspectives, and also like this kind of mutual respect of whatever, and we can also take a joke. And this was in 2024. There was a bunch of these Ho-Oh raids. I think they had it for like 1 or 2 weeks in the game, and I was really excited to do those. I did one raid with my friend who lives probably closer to Braintree, and I had been on a voice chat thing, call, whatever you want to call it, a Discord, with this YouTuber and his different people in that Discord. And it was really good. It was so good. I felt amazing. This connection I had with, especially him, but other people there as well. Definitely the other people. This connection I experienced with these other people was so good. And then the following day, I kind of wonder if this was kind of like around the time of GoFest. Kind of trying to get it straight in my head. It was like around the time of GoFest. My GoFest was completely botched and ruined because of, well, a friend of mine got arrested for CSAM, and it was trending all over Twitter, and he was like a very famous artist on the West Coast that I went to school with, and I was very close with, and I had no idea he was that kind of person. And then other things came out, which he had already been making excuses for years, and then the truth came out, and it just devastated. I fell for all the stuff. Also, to this day, that friend has never talked to me, I think probably because he probably thought I would chew him out and wag my fingers at him or whatever. But, whatever. Meanwhile, he'd get uppity about, like, J.K. Rowling or TERFs. Yeah, but you downloaded, like, disgusting stuff onto your freaking computer, and you pled guilty to 2 counts of it because it's really bad. Anyway, that ruined my whole GoFest. And then I was in a very bad mood because of that, and that I think maybe the Ho-Oh thing might have been after that. So I did the week of Ho-Oh raids, and I did the call with that YouTuber. I'm not gonna name drop who it is, but if you know, you know. And in the morning, I got up, and I think Necrozma came back again or something, because I'm pretty sure it was Necrozma that was outside. Which is ironically apropos. I went outside, it was in the morning, and I was doing I think I was taking out the gym, and then I also probably did a raid. It was probably Necrozma. But I was fine, right? Had just been processing the situation with Kyle getting arrested. I'm not going to say anything more about that. And I was so not handling that very well. But I had that call the night before, and I was talking to that YouTuber, and really good mood. I went from like this high, and then the following day I go outside, and as I was doing like whatever I was doing in the Poke Gym, I think I took out the Poke Gym and then I did a raid. And I was in a good mood, and then I suddenly got slammed with this sadness, this grief, this thing. And it was not the Kyle thing. It was not the, he just got arrested for possession of yuck on his computer. It was this other feeling like I had lost something very valuable and I would never get it back again. And this feeling was so bad. It was like this slam, just boom. And I could not shake this feeling. And I had already been in a mood or whatever because of the Go Fest situation and my friend Kyle getting arrested. And I'm pretty sure I wrote stuff about this in my various journals, including in paper and elsewhere online. And I had this feeling, and I wanted to listen to just V&V Nation stuff. And I already listened to, certain Gothic stuff in the fall. And this was like in the summer. So I was really, listening to V&V Nation, and I was also listening to like medieval neo-tribal stuff, and all I was doing was listening to like V&V Nation and 80s stuff. This music kept coming up, and like Vienna by Ultravox was one of them. This stuff came up on its own, and despite what you would think my search and research algorithms should have brought up, it instead was bringing up these things. It was so interesting how the things that came up all over in various feeds, and not just on a computer, but even when I was out in the regular world, and all this stuff kept reminding of me of my friend David, and this stuff was just weird. I had the weirdest dreams, the weirdest experiences, and it was like a lot. It was so weird, and so much of it that I couldn't unnotice it. And if I ignored it, it would just happen stronger. And my friend Bill, my teacher Bill Martone died. I did a tribute stream to him. And I was not happy how people just kind of were very nonchalant about it. I didn't like that at all. I didn't appreciate that at all. Bill, there have been so many people who passed away and I didn't really experiencing anything of it. And my life was like one way when I was younger. I was like more new agey for a long time. And then by 2009, it just started to crash. It had already been crashing since about 2007. 2009 comes along, and then by 2014, I'm like, I am done with all of this. And I did all kinds of research. I honestly really started doing lots of research in 2007, and it really compounded by not just 2009, but 2014. I can do lots of research and very well. I'm really good at it. AIs suck, no offense. And, search engines don't work that good anymore. But, I didn't know that my friend died, and a lot of the weird things kept reminding me of him. And the thing I kept listening to the most, especially a lot of these songs, this one, and then I found this one, and I came across this one, and there were many other ones. These are like my favorite ones, but it was mostly this one, and this one. And then everything started to have like a tribal feel, and all these. I was listening to like Stan Walker. He had this song called I Am. I just really like that song. I have other stories about that. And I really liked this band right here. Trobar de Morte, which is from Spain. And it's funny how the name is so freaking apropos. The Crosma, Trobar de Morte, and well, of course, then there's this song. And this song, I heard, these songs kept playing, and they were not matching the algorithms of what I was listening to. But every time a song would come on and I'd listen to it, I was like, oh, this is kind of good. That's kind of good. I also was listening to this song a lot, Safiro, which is, I think it means Sapphire, by Voss, which is by Azam Ali's many projects. So this is called Voss, which is also, I think, Spanish. She's not Spanish, though. That's her right there. That's her. It's funny, like her newer stuff is almost always in English now, but her older stuff is almost never in English. So it's kind of weird to hear her in English. It's kind of weird for me. And then her other project that she's also known for is actually, let me go back. Niaz, I think. Niaz or Niaz. Where is it? Isn't it here? There it is. That's her there, too. She's very creative. She's also like a filmmaker now. Like, she does photography, video, filmmaking, directing. She's amazing. She's just a incredible person. So, I kept hearing this song. Well, I heard these songs, and all these songs kept sounding good. Now, I already listened to Heilung for years. I thought they're really good. And I liked all this kind of like neo-pagan, neo-tribal, like European stuff. Because before I was listening to lots of like, tribal fusion, which is like belly dance, Middle East, Egyptian, Turkish, Mediterranean, North African, Pharaonic, Greek, stuff like that. Sufi, Persian. I love it. I love it all. I definitely I love Sufi music. In fact, I think I have somebody else's playlist right here. They change it a lot. So how many freaking songs do they have in here? I don't even know. 173 as of right now. It changes all the time. Whoever's list that is. You can find people's playlists. I do it all the time. Like, I found, like, here's a 90s happy hardcore, and here's a German happy hardcore. Yeah, I find stuff all the time. And so I heard this song, and I was like, I really like this song. And then I heard other songs, and I also liked them. I started making a playlist, and I usually am listening to like these darker, like, here you go, here's Omnimar. I'm not a Russophobe, I'm not an Islamophobe. I listen to all kinds of weird, interesting, eclectic stuff. If you're talented, if you're creative, if you're good, here you go, Shiva in Exile. That's a really good one. and I dig it. I get your vibe. I'm into it. You know, you got a planet of billions of people, creating people, all kinds of music. The top 40 is just not enough for me. There's so much out there. Why would I want to listen to limit myself to listening to only like what some executive CEO or corporate outfit tells me to listen to so they can maintain their Richard lifestyle and, well, I don't know if we want to get into the Diddy story today, but sentencing happened, I'm just saying. Anyway, so this song, and then there were these other songs, and then I started to notice, like, because I started putting them in playlists, and, I was like, oh, this song kind of has a similar vibe to this other song, and then this other one did too. And so I went through the playlist and I realized they all had the same exact title, Hellwagen. Apropos, it translates to The Road to the Afterlife. And apparently this is the original one by Vadruna. And I was very, very prejudiced to Viking anything and everything. I wanted nothing to do with it. I viewed them as brutes and savages and murderers, rapists, terrorists who pillaged and plundered my ancestors in Europe. And I didn't want anything to do with any of that. But then I was coming across these various like songs by like Vadruna, like this song, and the mood and the feeling of this song. Music is like the universal language, I guess. So this is the kind of thing David does. I didn't know he died, and he's persistent too. I did not want to learn any of this, and he's a teacher, even more so than Bill Martone in so many ways. I love Bill Martone though, and if I ignored something, he would ramp it up, or he'd find ways around it, or whatever, until I would get it or pay attention. And he dragged me through all this stuff. So I understand there's so many of the words, and like, I never wanted to learn any of this shit. Like, I understand these words. I understand a lot of these terms. Like, I know Freya, Ouroboros, and this one is Urd, and Kvitraven, Fehu, Lifjaberg. I don't speak these languages, but I understand many of these words now. Kringsgalder. So I know Galder. I understand Lifjaberg. I understand Kvitraven. This one I think most people who know me lately probably know this word already. And this is the kind of stuff David would do. And for a while, like, I kept experiencing all this music happening and all these weird things, and I did not know David died. And these things would remind me of David a lot. And I remember being on, like, there's a certain social media platform where you can use video, and I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't want to be overwhelmed with people following me in my private whatever. But I'm like, yo, this stuff reminds me of David, like, so much. And he was moody, and he would do this thing where he would block me and unblock me a lot towards the end. And I just allowed it because I understood I knew something was really wrong. I knew he had Job's disease, but I didn't think that was the full thing. But men have this thing with, like, vulnerability. Anyway, so these are some of my playlists. This is a very tribal fusion, very dark. It has a lot of beats antique. It's my Maduro. I don't know why this why are songs blocked sometimes? I really like Madro's music. If you know anything about David, he was a polyglot. And here, Pentaphobe, Almond Tobin, Mosavo, Beats Antique. Beats Antique is my teacher's band, my dance teacher. How many classes did I do with her? I don't know, 4 or 5? I did a bunch of them. I also purchased a bunch of classes from her. I purchased a bunch of classes from Rachel Bryce, and then I had other classes that someone else purchased for me. Sharon Kihara, Ansuya. God, there's so many actually. There's just so many. But yeah, so this is a lot of like electronic, everything, synth pop, new wave, alternative, 90s alternative, dark gothic stuff. This was definitely like a lot of like neo-tribal, neo-pagan kind of, I love it. I freaking love it. And then this is a lot of stuff either from stuff I found around the same time on like Instagram. Cedar. I suck at, I don't speak any Scandinavian languages, but I listen to so much music at this point that I understand certain words when I see them, or it's just a thing. It's a thing. I wanted to go to the Vadruna concert last month in Boston, but I didn't have anyone to go with. Here's a Nayaz song. I have Stella Mara in here. I like Stella Mara. And then there's these are other songs. There's a lot of story with this stuff. These are stuff I got because of David. I have a whole story about that. So once I figured out it was David, I understood all the weird things that happened. I understood why it reminded me of him. And these things are uncanny. Here's a lot of the kind of more dark gothic, alternative, tribal fusion. And then of course there's this K-pop mix I did, K-pop-ish. So right now, because I'm into, I go in and out of K-pop. K-pop is like, I don't know, it just depends on the music. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, then whatever. So if you haven't seen K-pop Demon Hunters, here's some of them. I also have KDA, which is a project from League of Legends, and I'm an animator, so I freaking love League of Legends. K-pop Demon Hunter reminds me heavily of League of Legends stuff. I could do a whole video just about that. And I also have other League of Legends stuff in here, which might not be K-pop, but whatever, I put it in the list. And then I have this one, which has some other K-pop stuff in it. So this is what mostly, I did this on the wrong account, which is why it's so tiny. So for K-pop, I really, really, really like Leena Park, who's actually an American, ironically. That's a whole other story. Her voice is so good. If you like Celine Dion, now she does sing in English too because she's American, just from here. She apparently she wasn't allowed to do any verbal interviews with the media for the first maybe 10 years of her career, because they didn't want the population to know she wasn't born in Korea and that she was foreign. And I guess because back then she could have got canceled or whatever. But I also really like Ava, or Lee Jin-hyun, which is all like techno. Well, not all techno, but a lot of techno. Especially this song. This is Wa, and this is Bakwa. And there's so many. All her most popular tracks are the 1999 techno stuff. And then, of course, there's Boa. Boa is one of my absolute favorite K-pop stars ever. Although she does look like she got plastic surgery. She didn't used to look like that. She used to look more naturally gorgeous. And this is my favorite song ever by her. This album, which is this album right here. Is it? This album is one of my favorite albums ever by anyone Korean or in Asia ever. It's so good. She's actually a very skilled dancer as well. Gotta love the multi-talents of those Koreans. So yeah, I went through K-pop because I do like K-pop. I also listen to J-pop here and there, actually, probably quite a lot. So yeah, I got my very fall lists, and I will add those, I guess, if you want to listen to that. Hopefully that's it. Yeah, hopefully. I will say this album here, this is because I really like this band, Solace. I love pretty much anything they do. And they have this weird remix album called Vidalna, which is so freaking good. It's one of those albums I just never get bored with. Like there's so many of these are just really good. Okay, so if you go, okay, that one's good. That one's good. That one's really. This one's more like India, Hindu kind of inspired. This one's good. This one is the Far East Asian one, also really good. It's very like, it has like almost like a hip hop ish vibe at times, like, or a house music vibe. This one's good. This one's good. This one says Beginner's Guide to Solace. Don't know how I feel about that one. Don't know how I feel about that one. This one's fine. This was probably pretty good. I have some new stuff I haven't listened to as much. Here we go. Moon Moth Mixes is good, usually. I think so. Oh, this one. Really freaking good. The Opium Head. Not my favorite, but hey, there's Rachel. There's Rachel Bryce. And this one's definitely one of my favorites. I don't think I know this album. This one, also one of my absolute top favorites ever. Is that really the year that came out? I thought this was older than that. But whatever. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully that's all. And hopefully you can expand your tastes. Okay, so some of the stuff in here. This one is, these are Kulning. It even says it here, Kulning, which is like a Swedish singing thing, folk singing thing. The girls, the maidens would sing to the cows so that they would go home. And if you watch Jonna Jinten's channel on YouTube, in fact, I think she probably is the one who preserved and popularized Kulning. But that's the thing. All right. Yeah. So hopefully you will have expanded your knowledge of some music out there, and you're not just stuck in the top 40 and English only, English centricism. Am I right? Okay.